What's good, family? Welcome back to the Betting Exchange. Live on MSG. We're making picks, we're debating picks, and having fun talking about it along the way. Katie Vox, Erik Coleman, Jeff Johnson, and you locked in at MSG Networks Studios, ready to talk about another day. A lot of New York teams in action. There's a lot going on, so hyped to be a part of it. How you feeling, Katie?
I'm feeling good. I went 3-0 in my snake draft last night, and my something odd actually hit. The Patriots had more punts, plus 120.
Wow. I'm glad somebody was able to hit on that snake draft, because, man.
I was 2 for 3 in the snake draft. I did okay.
Yes.
But that Bills-Patriots game was crazy. 3 pass attempts by the Patriots yesterday. That was amazing.
I could not call that, and I was not 2 for 3 or 3-0 in my snake draft. I think I was 1 for 3, and, you know, shout out to you for getting Orlando Golden State minus 16.
Oh, yeah, Steph had my back.
Yeah, he did. Almost 30 points, so I ain't mad at that. And one person I could never be mad at, on the other side of the screen in Baltimore, Maryland, our sports betting expert, Alex Glaze. Alex, how you feeling today?
I'm all right. Erik can be mad at me for a little bit, though. I gave him a little bit of grief about those 16 points with the Warriors yesterday. So, Erik, I apologize. Steph and the Warriors had your back yesterday.
Hey, no apologies needed, brother. You all good with me.
Yeah, you always give it to us straight. We appreciate it about you. All right, guys, let's get this party started and talk about a little cover story. As always, there is plenty of cover stories going on in the sports world, but none more important than the one we're going to talk about here, which is the Knicks versus the Spurs. The Knicks are on a 3-game losing streak. We need them to bounce back tonight. It's a 2.5-point spread. We're going to break this down a little bit and get you some more information about the game. My first question for you, Jeff. The Knicks are coming off another disappointing loss on Saturday, this time to the Nuggets. What is not working for the Knicks right now?
I'd say the main thing for me is like their defensive intensity and the fact that the players, most notably RJ and Julius, who are hitting certain shots and at a certain clip, they're not doing the same. They started off kind of slow. And that defensive intensity, it came from a pride in a place where they knew that they had to be the best defensively and fight for every possession if they were going to be in the game. And now we've seen some slippage. Too many double-digit dropping back in like the third quarter and the second quarter. And you have to dig yourself out of those holes. Eventually it catches up to you, and we're seeing that now. That's why even looking at some of these spreads and money lines, it's kind of shaky for me because we don't know who's going to show up. They haven't played with that level of consistency. So props might be the way to go at this point, but even looking at the spread, I'm like, how are they getting 2.5 or how are they giving 2.5 against the Spurs when they've been on a slide? I don't know, so I would stay away from it.
Okay, all right. Alex, next question is going to you. The Knicks have lost 3 in a row, and questions are starting to swirl, and the city is buzzing this early on. Is it too early to panic for the playoffs for the Knicks?
Yeah, I think so. We're only 23 games into the season for the Knicks, and they're just 5 games back, 11th place right now in the East. Plenty of time for them to turn things around. If you believe that they can get right and make the playoffs, you can actually get plus money for that right now. So now would be a good time to bet that, because we were all pretty much on the Knicks to make the playoffs in the beginning of this season. So if you think they could do that, then now is a good time to get in there. I expect the Knicks to make the playoffs still some time before the trade deadline to make some moves. Obviously, they're having issues right now, but they just got to figure things out. Julius Randle can't carry this team like he did last year. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely. Would agree with you there. All right, last question for you, Erik. RJ Barrett was lethal from beyond the 3-point line last season, shooting at 40.1%. This season, he's slumped. Are you confident that Barrett can turn his game around soon?
Yes, I am confident. You know, RJ Barrett is a young player, and it's tough when you go through slumps. But the only way to get through a slump is to do something different than you're doing right now. So stay late in the gym, work on those, get those shots up, get those repetitions, and the buckets will start falling. RJ Barrett's a young player. He's 21 years old. His future is bright. He's shown that he can do it. I think it's just a matter of breaking what he's doing right now to get out of that slump. He's been sick. He's been injured. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but ultimately he can get out of it.
All right, real quick, guys. What is your best bet for this game? It's kind of hard to handicap.
Yeah, I'll go with Evan Fournier over 12.5 points. He's hit that in the last 4 games. He has about 8 shot attempts, 8 from 3 over those last 4. I think he'll be able to get that 13 or more. He's shown it over the last few.
Okay, Erik?
You know what? I think it's time for the Knicks to break this slump. I would take the Knicks with the 2.5 points. I think that if they put together that effort that you talked about, put that effort in on defense, put some shots up, Julius Randle takes over, RJ Barrett comes out of that slump, they can start piling up the wins.
Okay, Alex, what's your best bet?
I like DeJounte Murray over 18.5 points. He's averaging more than 21 points in his last 6 games. And it's not like he's doing it against bad defensive teams. He had 17 against Phoenix, 23 against Golden State, and 29 against Boston. So that's just the past 10 days. So I like him to go over 18.5 tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ride your train. I'm taking Murray as well. I'm taking him over 1.5 point threes today. That's at plus 165. So he's basically been a triple-double threat. I mean, every single night. The guy's been crazy with rebounds, but he's also been crazy with three-pointers. He's hit over this mark 3 times, 2 or more three-pointers 3 times in 4 of the last 6 games. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that as well. All right. Well, we hope that the Knicks can bounce back tonight, right? That's what we're all praying for. We believe. We don't seem that excited, but we absolutely believe. We definitely think we do. All right. You're watching the Betting Exchange live on MSG. Next up, it's Tease Me Tuesday. We're getting into some teasers, some NFL teasers. We will be right back.